Below it, all the base grows, like the jaws of a giant compressor gnawing on metal and wood. It does not sound benevolent at all. A great pulse arises in your flesh.
That's it. I'm muting it.
I want to feel the heat with somebody.
Oh, I want to feel the heat with somebody.
Yeah! Wait! Wait! No! Why does that song exists in this universe?
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
Yes, I've turned it off. Andre, pull the compressor. The place is gonna come down.
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here. It's...
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down.
That's true, we did do that. Egghead? Don't stop it.
But then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding a dangling cable in his hand. A black 3-pin connector.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore. You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswolf isn't gonna believe this.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's the start.
What the fuck was that?
It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically, I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
Kim?
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again.
So you're gonna write...
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. If they're sober enough to open a transmission. They need to hear. They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway.
So...
Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Suliswolf. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth. For her, at least.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise of unknown origins.
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You're still alive.
Let's form a theory.
You don't have to.
Oh, shit.
You already have. A long time ago. These thoughts formed in you somewhere in a long-forgotten discussion behind a kitchen table in the evening light. And a woman, she was there too. Her hair smelled of shampoo as she was smoking.
It's the origin point of the pail.
What?
The swallow, it's how it starts. It's baby pail.
But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
That comforts her.
And we were 20 meters from the very edge.
She looks up into the darkness under the nave, then back at you.
The pail is only in effect. Transition between the world and that.
Then what is that?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing. No.
It's less than nothing. The final rest state for reality. Imagine if all this never was.
Then the Pale is...
Simply a gradient.
But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here, and the Pale is not.
It will be.
I understand. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes. Like a cancer or a mold. Erupting in points inside the world.
This is one of those places.
According to this, how long...
It's already started.
And information, causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church? And also when or how it might start growing, or if it has other effects in addition to sound and data?
I don't think it was formed in a church. I think the church was formed around it.
I also have a question, since we are piling them up. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the RCM...
Number one, already said that.
Of course! A pinewood sarcophagus, or a containment facility of some kind, built by the first settlers.
Acting on an instinctual level. Or religious practices we've since forgotten.
I have considered the same. The bad news is, there were 7 pinewood churches built in the first decade of British settlement.
Well, that's not good.
Most of them were burnt down during the Revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying all of them have one in them, but...
Some of them might. A black grain hanging in the air.
All the failed businesses in the Doom commercial area, all the failure in Martinez.
You think the presence of that puncture has somehow influenced the outcome of events here? Even say software development?
Even the revolution was defeated here. Kind of entrepreneuric history.
I told the producers we need to go and move to a normal office building with amenities. But no, the artists like the milieu, the writers like the history. I told them.
Oh god, does this mean we have to go back and tell Plaisance that there is actually kind of a curse?
You mean Plaisance and the Dice Maker? There was almost no one left when we packed up.
I don't think Plaisance would survive this knowledge. Both of them deserve to know.
Then go tell them.
I think I've had this thought before.
An amateur anthropomedic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things, but I'm not sure. This is a hell of a guess, however. Well worded, I might add.
Yes, it is very interesting. But I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess. One that's going to have to be proved by anthroponetic scientists.
One day all the world will be like that 2mm hole.
She falls silent. The wind blows in through the hole in the stained glass window, cold and moist.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest,
some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team. Maybe I'll sound mad, but
Holy shit! Apocalypse Cop was onto something the whole time!
Man, you will certainly sound mad.
one more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space.
It's still insane, but whatever.
Yeah! Once the light is on in the universe, it will never go out.
Thank you, Egghead. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have an anthropogenic detection to perform in this district.
Hey, what's up with the radio ghost in the Doom commercial area's electronic doorbell?
The creepy woman! We were wondering about that when we worked there, but I had completely forgotten about it ever since. It must be anthroponetic crosstalk, the one you get in radios and long-distance calls. Now it makes sense, with the pay right on the doorstep.
Incredible. This would also explain why we get it on the police radio all the time.
It's quite common, actually. When the signal gets routed through Pale, all kinds of irregularities take place. You may hear snippets of someone else's conversation, or the voice of your former lover, or an echo of an event that took place 100 years ago.
Huh.
Pale is a shroud of memories, and it doesn't really distinguish to whom those memories belong to. You could hear anything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anytime.
Alright, bye.
Good morning! Yeah! Harder car!
Wow, that was some crazy shit.
Yeah! It was awesome and scary. Very hardcore. Too hardcore, in fact. I couldn't control it at all.
What happened?
It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left. Starts compressing itself and everything around it. Completely fills up the headspace. Extreme.
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine if you could harness that power, making it pulse.
Is there anything we can do about it?
Oh! I don't know. Maybe someone can do something with this. I imagine this is the sounds that the future could make.
The future's gonna be so hardcore.
Yeah!
Alright, bye. Hey, you wanna talk about it, or?
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
Fuck.
You close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form.
But just imagine.
Puts a grin on your face just to think about it.
Oh, we
Even a
don't get
failed
the...
attempt is
Okay.
seduces fl-
Goodbye, officer.
The subsequent ones are not free. Yes, we're doing big communism.
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
Nothing. I got 2 whole skill points from clearing all those up. And we're putting one of them into dance, goddammit!
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
Dance, goddammit!
Close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should
But just
puts a grin on your face.
goodbye, officer.
The mother of humanisms.
Alright, I do believe we're done here. Wait. Okay, not in here. I assume there was other stuff we could do. We're on the way. All right, then. Hello, your entire existence is about to be swallowed up by nothingness.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
I found the source of doom.
What do you mean, the actual source? Are you here to lecture me about economics again?
My investigation has led me to discover a 2mm intraplanetic hole in reality that's the source of doom, both in the commercial area and in Martinez in general.
What?
She wasn't expecting this. At least not the word intraplanetic.
It's a tiny hole in reality. It may be connected with Pale, an origin point of sorts. It would explain why historically so many things have ended in failure here in Martinez.
Ma'am, what he's saying is true. We found an anthroponetic anomaly in the small pinewood church down the coast. I don't mean to be an alarmist, and more research is needed, but it's not looking good.
But that's not in any of the ancient texts. How am I supposed to protect my bookstore from that?
That's the neat part. You don't.
She's too afraid to even say the word.
You can't protect it against Pale. I heard about Pale like 2 days ago, and all I know about it is that it fucks everything up, and there's like there's nothing you can do. Just get out of here.
Close the shop? But it's all I have. No, there must be a way.
Open a different shop.
Especially now that Annette is settling in at school again. She's finally making friends in this place.
Okay, well that's really...
No, we can't leave Martinez. We can't.
That does suck. Like, as someone who was frequently uprooted from schools growing up, like, that doesn't feel good to do. But on the other hand, I don't think she'll have very many friends in a black hole of reality.
Thank you for your help in any case. You're welcome back here anytime.
Okay, farewell for now, book peddler. Dio, what is your actual problem? Alright, now we have to find the dice maker. Hey?
It's dark.
Oh, yeah.
And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand.
They go in hand?
Yes, you might even call it a feature of the universe that you need to hold tools to use them.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I'm sorry, the fundamental laws of the universe don't seem to agree with you, detective. But the fact remains that it's too dark to see in here without a flashlight. So come on, we've got work to do.
Some areas are in.
Cool, I've done that before, but thank you. Yeah, it was in here, right? Yeah, I swear I tried to go in here before and I just like the pathing didn't work out. Hey.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Yes, but first I found the actual source of the curse.
You mean the curse that I'm spared of because I live outside its immediate reach?
It's a bit more complicated.
I'm listening.
There's a 2mm hole in reality located in a church on the other side of the canal. I think it might be related to Pale.
Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen killed the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, made the discovery.
Sona is involved in this? So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world.
She looks outside the window where daylight has filled the yard.
I wouldn't go so far as to say the entire world is doomed. Even though that's more or less what Joyce explained to us.
Just Martinez?
I mean, that's what we're working on right now.
In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't claim to understand it fully.
I would like dice.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
What's this one about?
Ah, yes. Fortress Accident. It's too bad they never finished their game. The Wiro Untethered die is a variation of a standard role-playing die. Only, instead of plants, it uses motives of ice and death. And loss, of course.
Oh, of course.
I'm thinking something made from alligator jawbone, cast in black resin. The reptile bone is as white as ice and dead as, well, death. For 7 real, I could have it ready in 8 hours.
What's the standard role-playing die?
It's an icositetrahedron, a 24-sided die that can produce results for 2-sided, 3-sided, 4-sided, 6-sided, and 12-sided die with a single roll. Technically, you can also use it for many other sizes, but you may need to reroll results.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's actually pretty hype.
Loving it. So nifty.
Why do you need to cast it in resin?
Untreated
resin.
bone is porous and prone to chipping. Cast it in something hard like resin though, and voila, it's perfect.
It's a deal.
Great, see you in 8 hours then. Was there anything else?
Can I order another one?
I'm sorry. I'm a bit overloaded just now, so I can only produce 1 die per customer.
Oh. Wait! Wait, I only got to pick one? Like, at all? Oh, I didn't know that. I guess I bought the role-playing one. But I also didn't understand that I was limited to only choosing one. Yeah, I guess so. Sup?
It's you again. What is it? Again.
Good one, Titus.
How many people?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years.
But you see, long.
Not in the...
A fearful by your side, while the little rat-faced man...
Look, coppers.
I know.
You're doing
I'm...
your job here.
That's an Easter 50, as the Emps...
The little guy? You're the little guy now.
So, little guy, you had some questions?
Yeah, little questions.
About fucking time.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I was right about that.
I've got nothing to say.
Hi again, Gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
Hey.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. You see a heavy steel...
Alright, nothing new here. I guess we're gonna go unlock a door. Oh. It's that one. Yeah, it ain't great. It is not great. Especially since this establish authority check seems to be one that, like, progress in the game is hinged on.
The door has braved the elements for decades. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and so is the knocker, shaped like a lion's head. Someone is moving around in the apartment. You hear the water being turned off and the sound of dishes clinking together. The tenant must be cleaning up. That means you're too late. Nothing more to do here. Better report back to Everard.
Knock knock.
No answer. As you turn to leave, you hear footsteps on the other side. Yes, someone's definitely home.
We should leave and go talk with Everard. Tell him what happened, that we couldn't open the door. Maybe there's a workaround.
The door has braved the elements for decades.
Oh?
The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your breath grows heavier.
Examine closer.
You peer into the faded marks in the stone. They peer back like an endless row of tiny black holes. Sweat starts trickling down your brow. Your chest feels tight looking at them. It's closing in, caving in, ever tighter. Your breathing grows even heavier.
You okay there?
Man, I started feeling really bad for a second.
Might be the after effects of your past escapades. What are you looking at?
What's with all these bullet holes?
Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century old.
So, no crime?
Perhaps a crime of a sort ages ago. But no, these do not warrant an investigation.
Nah, just war crimes. Just, you know, everyday stuff. What can you tell me about the revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Should we go?
Oh, he really doesn't want to talk about this. Okay. Fair enough. So I wonder if that is a... I wonder if that's a lockout situation. Like, am I too late in the game for that to work, or... too late because I've done it. Yeah, like, yeah. I mean, it's obviously, like, it's not really spoilers because it's something that's already passed. It's already been done, so... Sure, what was the something? I'm really amused that Everett's office is literally just in a shipping container. Oh no! It was Gary? He is a weasel!
Mr. Dubois, every worker for himself, right? What can I do for you today?
You know what? We'll talk again later. I've got something to do. This is an absolute look. That's fine. Now I have an excuse to intimidate him in person. Remember that time I shot putted a petanque ball into the ocean? Good times.
The door has braved. The key stops midway in the lock. Something's blocking its path. Not a sound is coming from the apartment. The tenant's key is in the lock. The lieutenant looks first at the door, then back at you, then signals you to back off from the door.
I know you're in there!
That already defeats the point, doesn't it? Let's get out of here.
Oh. Man. I was gonna say 0 out of 10 game doesn't let me intimidate a fascist. But technically that's not true. We've intimidated several fascists so far. That's also true. Once really wasn't enough, though. Kim, thanks for sprinting up and, like, forward and back down the street, like, 5 times to do this.
Mr. Dubois, every worker for himself, right? What can I do for you today?
About the weasel.
You fucked up. You waited too long, the weasel came back, and now you can't open the door I asked you to open.
That sounds like a you problem.
Everett forgives, Harry. Don't cry, my boy. It's gonna be all right. I'm still gonna tell you about the murder. That's just the way I am. Benevolent.
Thought I had more time.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
The one thing that I do know, I have heard that if you lean like full fascist, Kim will just nope out of the game. I have heard that he just leaves. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna be part of this. That's the only thing that I know. I have heard that there's I don't know how long into the game. I've not seen it. It's rumors, so I haven't looked it up, obviously, because I didn't want to know if it was true or not, but I have heard that there is a particular path of actions if you go, like, hard racist fascist, where Kim will just... he will just nope out. But again, that's something that I've heard. All right, connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
I'm listening.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
So what you're giving me is not information so much as it is your spin on the story.
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
Those Senorita Pineapple people are scary motherfuckers. Decimating your state if you don't give them your pineapples.
Thanks, Half-Light. Half-Light coming in with some, like, encyclopedia knowledge, but in the most unhinged way possible.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
The what?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real.
All right, I'm listening.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
What?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it.
There are things in this office that I feel very strongly would not remain in their position if you moved this with a big crane. Do you mean to tell me you're inside it when they... Yeah.
But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
Wow.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Uh-huh.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
So you're saying the entire neighborhood is in on it?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
Who did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
It does a little bit, doesn't it?
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
That's called vigilantism.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
It sure does, Logic.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land."
Uh-huh.
He probably worded it differently. but
I
that was
feel
the
like he
idea.
probably did.
Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
So they kill someone and then get 2 weeks paid leave? I thought we were the cops.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Lawyer girl?
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Works for me. There was a bullet in the hanged man's head.
So they shot him?
Yes?
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard. What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policemen.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do.
So you're assuming.
Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
I'm sure there's a kernel of truth to that, but that feels like a very manufactured spin on what was actually happening
So
there.
you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
The name of the company is Crenell this time. It might have been Sediment before.
Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
The remaining mercenaries are organizing a tribunal to take on the Hardys.
Tribunal? That sounds serious, Harry. We Union men should be shitting ourselves. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm gonna lose sleep over this. Let's change the subject.
He's not. He's not going to lose sleep over this.
He's clearly happy about the tribunal.
You don't seem too worried about it.
Oh, Harry, what do I really think about the tribunal? You're trying to climb to second base with old Everard before you've even courted him properly.
Ew. Tell me about Titus.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind.
Uh-huh.
Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Separate one from the herd.
Which of the Hardy Boys is your least favorite?
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy.
Wow, God, I didn't expect to get a clear answer that enthusiastically. Poor dude. Let's just say something happened to him. Like a citizen's arrest.
You would die, Harry. You would die, and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Debarders Union and the Citizens Militia. Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here. Actually, less, because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim, and there's no need for that. We are friends.
Friends. I met the Hardys. Can you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course. It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Why?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
I just wanted help with the Hardy Boys.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
I'm good.
Was it a good tour? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
My dude. Like... My dude. I've been spouting communist rhetoric through this entire damn game. Don't...
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
I don't think social democracy is more left of communism. I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
This sounds like someone who is in touch with the youth.
Roller skating, not drugs, Harry. You like this?
Thanks, physical instrument.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
You mean the fishing village?
Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned, in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place, doesn't have that union attitude.
You're already pretty deep into this. What's a little more? No one can see you here in Martinez.
What will happen to the current occupants of this gentrification project?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
If that's actually true, that's not too bad. I thought he was just gonna bulldoze all of the shacks. Kim, what do you think of this?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
This feels like a carrot and stick situation. Do this little thing for me, and then I can help you out. Do this other thing for me, and then I can help you out. Here's the thing. I didn't want to do the last thing that he asked me for, and technically I didn't, but I took on the task. And it locked a significant amount of progress until I just sucked it up and did it, so
you bring
fuck
joy
it.
to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I heard there was some trouble with the water lock, but it should be fixed now.
I don't remember who those people are, but I think I've talked to both of them.
Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then, I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to Titus now. Now that you told him to talk with me. It feels like this should be a fast travel point. Who was habitually chilling by the radio? Hey, fuck off. Here's a flashlight in your eyes.
Something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Fuck off! Hello!
It's you again. What is it?
I have new authority to share with you. Fuck! Me and Everett talked. He promised he'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
Can you speak up a bit?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
I want to choose this because it, like, projects toughness, but I don't know if I approve of the name calling. So let's just cancel that out and...
You gonna let him talk to me like that, Titus?
Let's see. Yeah, I guess I am, you big pussy. The old man sent word you'd be around again. That's the reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out.
Okay, give me a second. I gotta work on my authority. And then also save the game. I feel like I don't have anything, any clothing that improves authority at all. I'm pretty sure I've failed this twice already, so I think we're probably looking at, yep. Nothing that affects authority even slightly. Except negatively. All right.
It's you again. What is it?
I am the law, god damn it!
As you look around
Yes!
this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
God, we only just hit that too. I'm pretty sure 7 was like the minimum roll we needed. Where have I seen this before?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men. Sitting on desks, talking shit, and wasting time.
I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around here.
Oh.
You must be. You're just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
No, I'm... Oh, these are all really good! No, I got drunk. So drunk I drove my car to the sea. I don't give a shit either, just like you guys. No, I'm also a big fan of beer and jerking off instead of helping people. I have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job, just like you. We're going with 2 because it's the least self-deprecating. No, the self-deprecating is actually the point here. It's like, oh yeah, you guys are like real cops like me. Don't you want to be like me? I don't give a shit.
Speak for yourself, buddy. We've been giving a shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffito removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
Let's go.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Yeah. You dealt with the perpetrator. What have you done for the victim?
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
It's not about who did it, it's about the victim.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.